What is up, guys? Been a couple days. Russ, who drives the bus here. So I'm giving an update on Championship Duel, as well as a new series I'm going to try and do for everyone. It's been a couple days trying to get on here and spread the word. So the new series I'm going to do is $20. So this will be a series where I will, whether you're $20 for the month, for the week, for your entire life, whatever the case may be, I will make suggestions each week during events, during other things, what I think the best value is for you to get if I'm spending $20 a week. I will continue to do this series. I'm also going to do one $100 for the month, week, etc. Obviously, it'll be scaled based off that. And then $1,000 a week, month, whatever it is, monthly, between $1,000 and $4,000, whatever you're spending. Try to have that mindset. And what I'll actually do is I'm going to do videos on here, and I will share my thoughts, what I think the best value is for things. Obviously, like I said, I will do a later video. This week's lineup is going to be pretty simple. Championship Duel. We're going to cover some other aspects, some things to look forward to. Moving forward to Season 2, we are 1663. We're in the middle of Warzone Duel currently. We just won ours on Sunday, so now we are going into the second round, semi-quarterfinals. So the Championship Duel semifinals, if you made it, so the top two players will move on to the knockout rounds. It will be over the span of 4 days. You'll get two opponents each time. You're playing everyone in your grouping at least once, okay? And the last day, you're going to be matched against one person. It's going to be, similar to 3v3. You have to win two battles, so the strategy is going to come in place, okay? If you're somewhat close to a stronger player, like a top player, but you're also extremely strong, it could balance out if you get really lucky. I'm not saying that you're going to beat 115 million player if you're 90 or whatever you are. I'm just saying you could get lucky and end up having the luck you need. So we're going to cover that real fast. Again, the right screen. So we can see here, whatever group you're in, we can see right here what it's for, right? And then we can see 2 out of 3. And then we can also see the predictions you can make up to 5 a day. You don't lose anything if you're wrong. Here's what the battle's going to be. So like I said, this will be the most common, obviously, of a knockout stage, and then the results are going to be at the end. So if you're wondering when Season 2 is going to start, it's going to start right after this. So right after, probably closer to February, would be my guess. And then you're looking at transfers a couple months after. So that's where this is now. If you're in your grouping, just be prepared. You guys have 19 hours and 13 minutes left. If you're in the same bracket or server time frame as us. And again, the $20 series, which I'm going to start soon, is just going to go in detail of what I think the best value is, really. I know a lot of people get lost in the sauce, and they end up studying more, or they're focused on one thing. Questions I commonly see: what should I focus on? Where should I go? What should I buy? And again, unless your budget is large and you're working a bigger budget, you have to know what you're willing to spend, what you're looking to do, because on a $20 or $100 budget, it's not going to get you much, but it shouldn't discourage you, because everyone's going to build their account differently based off how much they're spending. Even if you're free to play or you spend very little, everyone's going to build their account differently. You have to. You're not going to be building, for example, a free to play is not going to be building like a partially paid player, because they're going to have advantages if they do it right. Same thing with a partially paid player who spends a little bit. Compared to a mid-tier level, they're not going to be the same thing, right? And then we compare that to a whale, they're not going to be the same thing. You have to scale back and you have to figure out what areas you want to improve, because a whale can improve them all. A mid-tier player can improve one or two. A smaller player has to do it in increments, so it's going to take you longer. But there's nothing wrong with that. You make sure you focus on one squad, work on your tech, work on different things, make sure you get your free stuff. That way, we won't have any hiccups. So again, we got the $20 coming out soon, so that will be a good series. I'll cover different aspects. If you don't spend anything, that's fine. If you do decide you want to spend a little bit, I'll show you the areas where to go. I'm never gonna tell someone they should spend or shouldn't. That's really your discretion. Decide wisely, really. That's all I can say. Everyone knows their budget, their limits. Don't try to go overboard just because you want to see a number in the alliance or on the total hero power in the whole server. Try to do what's best for you, what's sustainable. So again, Warzone Duel's coming out. I'll go over it a little bit more. I'll go over my what I think the best option is. It is tough because, like I said, it's like you're playing poker, but you're not always going to be right. You're just hoping you come out with that good hand. So hopefully you got your pocket aces and you did everything right. But again, guys, don't get discouraged. You got to really focus on the areas you need to improve. And the one thing I can say is don't get discouraged if you don't win. It's a learning curve. You have to learn how to adjust and do certain things. If you do the same lineup, you're bound not to win. There's going to be people you go against, who I've gone against. It didn't matter what I did. It really didn't, because they were too strong. But now this might be you're going to have a little bit of an edge if you're similar and you're in a top grouping and you're going against players similar in your size. It should be a pretty good fight. Not saying that it can't change, but really look at the aspects where you guys are and what you need to do to make sure you sustain and keep those spots for it. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. Hopefully this information is useful and I can help guide you guys. As I always say, I have guides. I'm doing one that's strictly just for certain players, whether you're starting off or you just want a lot of guidance. This will cover. It's a set fee. You don't have to pay it ever again. You'll have access to them all. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, help it grow, help me reach out to you guys. When I do anything on this account, all I'm doing is I'm testing the areas where I think you need to improve and giving feedback. So, for example, I really still like the drone components more than the data. Eventually, you would have to catch up with the data, but the data gets expensive. So after a certain level, I would say veer off. Same thing with tech. Tech starts to get expensive. Your get expensive. So I'm here to tell you guys. So hopefully you guys have a good night. Okay, bye.